Okie dokie. Any requests?
No.
Okay. All right, let's just go ahead and sit either in Virasana or cross-legged. Let's just go ahead and close our eyes and just come in to this time on our mat. And just breathe, feeling in to this stillness. This beautiful day. And just setting an intention for our practice today, whatever that may be. We're about to approach the beginning of fall, the fall solstice. So it could be greeting a new season or just greeting anything in your life. Let's go ahead and seal that with one deep Om. Bring those thumb knuckles to your heart. Inhale and exhale. Om. Thumb knuckles to the third eye center. And just go ahead and lift your arms up, reaching up high to the sky. And let's take your right arm down and your left arm over and breathe. You can go ahead and look up under that left arm and you just want to breathe. Good. And coming up to the other side, pressing that left arm in and reaching over and breathing. Good. And let's just do an eagle arms, right arm over left, pressing those arms, pressing those forearms forward, and just lifting those elbows up and down and up and down. And one more, up and down. Good. And reach those arms up high to the sky. This time, left arm over, right arm under, pressing those forearms and lifting up and lowering and lifting up and lowering. And one more time, lifting up and lowering. This time as you lower, really bring that chin into the chest and breathe, feeling underneath those shoulder blades. And then release and bring those arms up and into the heart. And let's go ahead and lie on our back. Starting on our back here. Good. Hug those knees in tight. And just go ahead and grab elbow to elbow, pressing the back of the head onto the mat, letting the tailbone go down, and just breathe. Take those feet wide on the mat. Reach your arms out like a T and just windshield wiper your legs. Noticing it's an interesting way, the beginning of a practice to beginning to get into the hips this way. Bring those knees over to the right. Go ahead and lift that right ankle. Let it drop down on that left thigh. And just do little cat and cow tilts in this position. So just arching your back and then bringing that back down to the mat. Arching and releasing. And one more time. And just feel in here. Just feel this stillness for a few more moments. Good. And bring those knees back up and just shift from right to left again. Really just feeling into the hips, the shoulders, where your body is touching the mat. When you come to the left, just rest there for a moment. Lift that left ankle. Let it go on that right thigh. You can look out over that right shoulder and just drop in. Good. Now just do little cat and cow tilts. back here, feeling in. You might feel it on that left piriformis, the left thumb. Good. And coming back up and hug those knees in, but keep the right knee hugged in and reach the left leg out long on the mat, really long on the mat. And bring that right knee to the right armpit. And go ahead and roll the ankle one way and roll the ankle the other way. And hug it back into the center and release it down onto the mat. Reach your arms up over your head, clasp the hands and invert them, and just stretch out really long on your mat. So flexing those feet, pressing those heels into the mat, reaching long. Good. Now hug that left knee in tight. Bring the knee over to the left armpit, to the left shoulder, and go ahead and roll the ankle one way and roll the ankle the other way. Good. Hug that knee back in. And now just go ahead and straighten the left leg and hug that right knee in. Let that left leg hover about an inch off the mat. Hugging that right knee in. Good. Go ahead and switch. Right foot is now an inch from the mat. And switch. So you can go ahead and keep your head on the mat, or you can lift up and switch, hugging each knee in and switch. You can go ahead if you'd like and reach your arms out long, and just go ahead and continue getting into the core here and just switching and switching. If your neck gets nudgy, you can clasp your hands behind your head, lifting your head, having your elbows out. Just a few more times, just warming this up, and switch, and switch. Good. Put your head down, hug your knees in. So before we get up, let's again reach that left leg out long. Take the right leg up to the ceiling. Now, go ahead and flex that foot and go ahead and feel into your leg. Just shift your toes from right to left, and you're going to feel that there's three different hamstrings here. So when we get into our hamstrings, we're getting into different areas. Good. Now make a basket with your hands and just clasp onto the belly of the hamstring here. Flex that foot and breathe. So you also want to press that left heel into the mat, pressing that right heel up, and just feel in here to these hamstrings and breathe. So you can inhale. On the exhale, press that heel a little bit more to the sky. Good. This time inhale. This time exhale. Bring those toes just a little closer. You can have a slight micro bend in that knee. You don't want to hyperextend. You don't want to strain, but just feel in. Good. Now we're going to take our right hand on that right thigh, and just open out to the left. Make a T with your left hand looking out over, and just feel in here. You can also do this with a strap and breathe. Getting into that inner thigh, the inner groin. Good. Reach that right leg up. Now take your left hand, and we're just going to coax that right leg over to the left just a little bit. Take that right thumb, push it, put it into that right hip flexor there, and try and keep that right bum cheek on the mat. So your right foot's only going to come over a few inches, and breathe. Really getting to the outer right T-band, the right or outer hip, and breathe. Good. Now you can go ahead, stack those hips, feeling that right leg over. You can reach the right arm. You can look over and breathe. So this would be a pose that would be so good to just rest in for 5 minutes, letting those muscles relax, letting the fascia in the IT band release. We're not going to do that though. Good. Bringing that right leg back up basket behind the hamstring again. This time lift that nose to the knee and breathe here for 3, 2, 1. Good. Hug that right knee in and reach it out on the mat. And what we usually notice with this is the right leg actually seems longer, and it really has stretched a little longer. Good. Hug that left knee in. Really hug it in tight. Go ahead and straighten that left leg. Flex that left foot. Really feel the right leg straight on the mat, the right heel in. Make a basket with your hands, but make it in the weird way, the way that doesn't feel natural. And press. So what you want to do here is just settle in, really flex that left foot, and you're pressing that left heel to the ceiling, and breathe. Now just twist those toes from right to left, feeling into those different hamstrings. Good. Bring it back to the center again. This time inhale, exhale, press that heel up. This time inhale, just let those toes come a little closer to your face. You can have a slight micro bend in that left knee, and breathe. Good. On the inhale and the exhale. Just warming up those hamstrings. Take that left hand on the left thigh. We're just going to open it out to the left. Reach that right arm out and breathe. Feeling into your inner thigh. Doesn't get a lot of love usually. And breathe. Good. Go ahead and reach that left leg up. Take it in the right hand. Now we're going to take that left thumb right into that left hip crease, and the left leg is only going to go over a few inches. Holding on here and breathe. You really want to keep that left hip, that left bum on the mat, and breathe. Feeling in here. Breath in and breath out. Deep breaths. Good. Now go ahead and let that left leg come all the way over, stacking the hips. The left arm can come out and breathe. And let that right foot go all the way to the floor. You can sort of hold that left calf in your hand and breathe. And also, if I prepared you, put a block under that left foot and breathe. Good. Bring that leg back up, making a basket, the awkward basket with your hand again. Pressing that belly of the hamstring in. Go ahead and lift the chest, nose to knee, and breathe here. Awesome. Lower that back down. Hug your knees into your chest. Let's do an early happy baby. Just wiggling that out. You can rock side to side. Good. Hug those knees in again. And we just want to rock forward and back 3 times, just warming up that spine, and we're going to come up and come all the way around into all fours. Go ahead and press those hands into the mat, knees over the hips, and inhale the heart. And round the spine, really bring that chin into the chest and breathe. Really revving that long neck. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale. Good. Just shift those hips from right to left. Really feeling in here, getting into those hips. Awesome. We're gonna come into an early downward dog. So go ahead and curl those toes. Curl the toes under. Come into your downward dog. Making it pretty long here so we really stretch out the body, and as always, feels so good to just pedal it out. Noticing your body, noticing where you're tight, and breathing into that, right? So we're moving energy, moving any stuck energy, but the breath also is like also a massage therapist. So as we breathe into these areas of the body that may be over tight, overstretched, overstrained, just feel in and breathe. Good. Coming into a still downward dog. Now go ahead and slight bend in the knees. Lift those hips up to the sky and bring that chest through the arms and breathe. Breath in and out. In. Awesome. Come on forward here to plank. Really feel here in your plank. Strong, and exhale back down. And breathe. And coming forward to plank. Okay, this time in plank, just lift those right toes off the mat and breathe here. Good, and lower those right toes and lift the left toes off. Good, and breathe here. And now we're just gonna do a side-to-side thing. So lift the toes off, reach them to the right, bring them back, toes lifted, and lower. So lift up, over to the left, keep them lifted, and lower. One more, lift, and right, and back, and lower, and lift, and right, and back, and lower, and downward facing dog, and pedal it out. Good, breath in, and breath out. Awesome. Big toes together, reach that right leg out long, open the hip, and bend the knee. This usually feels so good. Go ahead and bend that left knee, and then straighten it, and bend, and straighten. Good. Roll your ankle one way, and roll your ankle the other way. Good. Reach that leg out long behind you. Bring that knee into the chest, and bring it forward. Dropping that left knee, flattening the foot, and coming up. So you want to come up so that your back is straight, and reach those arms up long. So nice straight spine. The reason we have this straight spine is we want to move energy freely through the spinal column, which is really how we open up. That's what one of the importances of the alignment, and breathe. Good. And because it feels so good to stretch forward, take your hands on that right thigh and come forward, knee forward. Oh my gosh, I see the light. Okay, so you're getting into your left hip flexor, and breathe. Good. In and out. Really feeling that stretch here. Now we're just going to put our hands down and come back, reaching that right leg out long. It's another hamstring stretch. Really get those toes going up to the ceiling, and fold over. And breathe. Good. One more breath. Coming up, coming into all fours. Again, shift those hips from right to left. Curl those toes under. Actually, let's come into a wide knees child's pose while I fix this video. Coming into a wide knees child's pose. Knees apart, reach those arms out long, press the fingertips into the mat, and breathe. So those hips are going back, knees are wide. Because it always feels so good. Press those palms together, reach those thumbs behind your head, and let those forearms move. Good, and breathe. And breathe in. breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. One more in. And awesome. Coming back up. Curling the toes under. Coming back into your downward dog. Big toes together. Reach that left leg up long. Open the hip and bend the knee. And breathe. Come up on those toes and drop the heel. Up on the toes and drop the heel. You can also bend that right knee. You might feel it in the belly of the calf and the back. Good. And straighten and bend that knee and straighten and roll the ankle one way and roll the ankle the other way. Reach that leg out long behind you, knee to nose, and come forward. Drop that right knee, flatten, and come up. Good, and drop in here. And breathe, nice, straight, long spine. Breath in and out. Hands come on that left thigh, coming forward here, getting into that right hip flexor and breathing. In and out, awesome. Go ahead, reaching back, straightening that left leg, pressing that left heel into the mat and folding over. Gently coming into that hamstring, no straining, might be a slight bend in the knee, and breathe. Good. Coming forward again, pressing those hands down, just coming back to downward dog and pedal it out. Coming into your dog, good. Now come forward into plank. Hold here in plank again. We're going to come all the way to the mat. Press that forehead in, tops of the feet. Set that intention. Or come back into the intention you set. Clasp the hands behind your back. Pressing those arms out long. Lift the feet, lift the chest, and breathe. In and out. Awesome. Lower back down. Bring those thumbs to the lower ribs. Pin those elbows in so they're really perpendicular to the mat and lift the heart. Coming into a low cobra and breathe. Now go ahead and press up into your first upward dog. Slight bend in those elbows. The heart is really coming up through the chest and breathe. Good. And back to downward dog. And pedal it out. Breath in and breath out. Just make your way to the top of the mat. Separate those feet. Ragdoll and fold. So first go ahead and really bend those knees a lot. Have your belly on your thighs. And then ever so slowly, just go ahead and straighten your legs till it works, till it doesn't feel like you're straining. And just pendulum back and forth and back and forth. Good. Coming to the center, bend those knees, lifting all the way up and hands into the heart. Good. And we'll come into some sunnays. Inhale up, exhale, fold. Half sunnae to start. Press those hands into the shin. Crown of the head is reaching forward. Tailbone is reaching back, and breathe here. Again, another posture with that nice straight spine, moving energy through the body. Inhale here, exhale, fold. Rounding down, reaching all the way up, and hands into the heart. And again, inhale up, exhale, fold. Coming into your long spine, stepping back to plank. Inhale in plank, exhale, chaturanga. Up and down. And breathe in and breathe out. in. Exhale, bend those knees, look forward, step or hop to the top of your mat, long spine, release. Moving to rise, and hands into the heart. Awesome. Inhale up, exhale fold. Long spine, stepping back to your plank. In, exhale, to inhale, upward facing dog. To do this, let's look over the right, look over the left, look over the right, look over the left, and back to downward dog. And pedaling it out. Good. Inhale here, exhale, look forward, step to the top of the mat, long spine, and fold. One more, sun A. Press those hands, look up, slight back bend, and fold. Reaching out long, coming back to your plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Up and back, and breathe it out. So these sun A's actually are really good if you only have a little bit of time for yoga. You can do 5 or 6 sun A's and it really gets into the majority of the muscles in your body. Inhale here, big toes together, reach that right leg out long and knee to nose. Reach that right leg out long, knee to right elbow. Reach it out long, knee to left elbow. Now reach that right leg underneath, flex that right foot, and we're gonna reach up high to the sky and breathe. Like fallen warrior. Good, come back down. Now just rest that right hip on the mat so you've got that right leg out long. Press those hands in, it's another IT band stretch and breathe. Good, and just make your way back to downward dog. Awesome, big toes together, reach that right leg out long, knee to nose. Reaching out long, knee to left elbow. Reaching out long, knee to right elbow. Reach that right leg under and go ahead and lift up. And opening up that heart. Lower that right hand to the mat and just rest that thumb on the mat. So you're going to look back and your right leg is long on the mat and your left leg is at an L shape. And then face forward and breathe in. You're going to really feel that in the left side. Breath in and breath out. In and out. Good. And just make your way back to downward dog and pedal it out. Good. Bend the knees, look forward, step or hop, long spine, and fold. Coming all the way up, hands into the heart. Good. Now bring your big toes together, heels wide, and just come into your Utkatasana. Feeling in here, hips back, arms long, and see if you can just settle. Settle into this, feeling into the stillness. Not efforting here, just breathing in the moment, breath to breath. Noticing if those thighs begin to burn, just breathe into it. Awesome. And lower. Long spine. And through chaturanga. To up and back. And what you want to remember through your practice is this is your practice. So skip a chaturanga, come straight back to downward dog, come into child's pose. It's always a choice. That's this intentionality of yoga. Plant the left foot, we're coming into warrior one. Plant that left foot, bring that right foot forward. Find your stance here. Go ahead and just keep those fingers down. Right knee over the ankle, right hip back, and breathe, and come up. And breathe here. In and out, warrior one. Really press that outer left heel into the mat. Knee over ankle, breathe. One more breath. Down to plank, through chaturanga, up and back. Awesome. Plant the right foot. Bring that left foot forward. Feel into your feet. You want a really strong grounding in your feet before you come up and reach and breathe. Knee over ankle, right leg is really straight. Feeling into that outer right foot and breathe here. Warrior one. Good. In and out. Lower those hands back to plank. Inhale, exhale, chaturanga. To up and back. Because it's sort of a nice break, we're going to come into forearm plank, which is sort of silly, but it's not really a break, but something different. Clasp your hands, press those forearms, curl those toes under, shoulders over the elbows, and breathe. Now we're finding that the more you do this, the easier it gets and the longer you can stay in it. So just feel into those forearms, feel into those toe mounds, lift those inner thighs to the sky, and again, settle in and breathe. Just breathing in and out. Breath in and breath out. Okay, I'm going to be sort of nudgy. I'm going to do the same thing that we did in plank. Take your right foot out and tap outside the mat and center. And left outside the mat and center. And right and center. One more left and center. And come down into Sphinx. This is one of my favorite things to do after forearm plank, is coming into Sphinx. So in Sphinx, your elbows are a little bit in front of your shoulders. Press those hands into the mat. Press the forearms down. Press the tops of the feet and lift the heart. And breathe. In and out. Now go ahead and press those hands and straighten those arms and breathe, reaching out long. Awesome. Lower back down. Come into baby cobra again. Thumbs by the lower ribs, elbows in. Coming into your baby cobra. Curl those toes under. We're going to come up to plank and downward facing dog. And breathe. And breathe. Good. Inhale here. Exhale. Coming to the top of your mat. Just bring those big toes together and sit down into your chair pose and breathe. Breath in and breath out. Awesome. Go ahead and fold. This is a sun B, long spine, reaching back and through chaturanga. So in Ashtanga yoga, the vinyasa is made from, sun A's and sun B's are really the warm-up and the way to get going. So plant the left foot coming into warrior one and down to plank and through your chaturanga and back. Plant the right foot, bring that left foot forward, coming up into warrior one. And breathing here. Good. Lowering back down to plank, lowering chaturanga to up and back. Sometimes it's one breath, one movement. Sometimes I think that goes a little too fast. High on the toes, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop. Big toes together again. Utkatasana. This time, hands to the heart. I'm going to twist to the left today to start, just to mix it up a little bit. Coming to the left. Again, I always like to put that hand on the back to get those hips straight, pressing those palms together and breathing. Staying here, you can also open the arms and and breathe. In and out. Awesome, and fold. Very common posture to come after this twist, grabbing those big toes, lifting the heart up, and exhale, fold it. Letting that crown of the head just drop down. Shake the head no, shake the head yes, just let it go, right? Just breathe it all out. Anything stuck, energy, or anything stuck in your life that you just are like, no thank you, I don't want this anymore, just breathe it out. Good, big toes together. Coming in to Utkatasana, hands to the heart. This time we're gonna twist to the right. So twisting to the right, hands into prayer, breathing here. Take that right hand on the flat of the back, making that nice level back, and open the arms only if you want. Sink the hips a little lower. Lift the heart a little more. Twist a little more, and fold over. Again, coming into gorilla, so you really want to bend those knees so you can get those toes on the wrist crease. And just go ahead and stay here for a minute, wiggle your toes. Lift the heart and exhale, fold and breathe. Really nice stretch for the hamstrings. Good. Release. Bring the big toes together. Utkatasana. Good. One more sun B and fold. Long spine. Back to plank. Through chaturanga. Up. Back. Plant the left foot. Come up into warrior one. Good. Go ahead and clasp the hands behind the back. Lift the heart and fold over. As you know, this is one of my favorites. Hugging that right hip in, dropping the crown of the head towards the mat, and breathe. You can see this is a real hip opener too. Awesome. Lift up into your warrior one and open warrior two. Good. So you really want those knees wide. The right heel is bisecting the left foot right in that arch. Reach those arms out long. Can't really see me. And breathe. Breath in and out. Drop the shoulders. Here, back. Now you still can't really see me. Okay. Drop those shoulders down and breathe. Flip that right palm and reverse. So the reverse is so good here because you're really getting into that right side body, the right side body that doesn't get a whole lot of movement during the day, right? We don't really move side to side. So whenever we get into a posture where we can feel the sides of our bodies, we really want to breathe into that. Awesome. Coming forward now, right forearm on your right thigh, lifting that left arm up, bringing it over. So you have choices here. You can stay right here. You can take that left arm and do a half bind, wrapping it around. That's going to help you lift that chest up more. You can go ahead and take a full bind and reach your arm underneath. But what you don't want to do is that if the full bind sort of has your back slunched, you really don't want that. If the full bind, you want your heart open. You can also press your hand to your ankle and reach up and over. So you want to feel into these side angles, whatever feels good to you. It could feel very different from day to day. Good. Coming back up. And we're going to cartwheel all the way down, but we're not going all the way down. What we're going to do is come into a standing split. So our hands are on the mat, and we're just going to come up, lifting that left leg and dropping the forehead. So this is a closed hip. So the leg's not going to go up as high. The way you know you're closed is because you're really going to feel that in the left outer thigh, left hip. You can take one hand behind your ankle. You can take the other for balancing or not, and breathe. 2, 1. Awesome. Lower those hands down. Coming back. Now you're in a runner's lunge. Press that left hand into the mat, reach that right arm high, and breathe. Good. Lower that right hand down and step back to downward dog and pedal it out. Good. In and out. Plant that right foot, bring that left foot forward, come into your warrior one. You've been here before. Take the weird clasp behind your back and lift your heart and go ahead and fold over. Coming on the inside of that left leg. Let that left hip move into the midline and breathe. Just drop in here. Notice what you feel. Where do you feel this in your body? You breathe into it. So really envision breathing, sending that breath into the stuck areas. Awesome. Coming back up. Feel your warrior one. And go ahead and open out to your warrior two. And breathe. Breathing in and breathing out. Looking out over that left middle finger. Those thighs burn, that's good. That means you're doing really good work here. Flip the left palm and reverse the warrior and breathe. Again, here we are in that left side body. So good for your body. For us to get it all, the whole circumference of the body, and breathe. Coming in to side angle, first the left forearm on the left thigh, reaching that right arm up. You can go ahead and reach it over. You can take that right hand around and do a half bind, really lifting the chest. You can go ahead and come into a full bind, but again, you want to make sure that your chest is open. You bring that hand on that ankle, and the arm up and over again. Again, this is side angle, whatever works for you. Good. You're going to come up, find your warrior two, cartwheel the hands down, but then we're going to lift that right leg up, coming into standing split. So drop the forehead to the mat, lift that right leg up, try and keep those hips square. The way you're going to know it's square is you're really going to feel it in the left hip, IT band. You can stay here, which is great. You can use your right hand as a tripod, grab the left ankle, and try and balance here and hold the ankle. Hard to do. And breathe. Awesome. Lower the hands, lower the foot. Coming into your runner's lunge. Press that right hand into the mat, hug that left hip in, and reach the left arm up and breathe. In, and in, out. Lower the left hand down, make your way to plank. Feel here in your plank through a chaturanga or not, and downward facing dog. And just pedal it out. Walk the hands back to the back of your mat, big toes together, Utkatasana. This time, right arm under, right leg over, coming into eagle. Coming into a balancing posture, and breathe in and out. Lower those hips, nice straight spine. Okay, eagle's nest, bringing those elbows down to the knees, breathing here, and then opening out into eagle arm airplane or warrior three with eagle arms. And breathe. You can open those arms and breathe. Good. Coming up, where we reach our arms up, right leg up, straighten that right leg. 3 little pulses, 1, 2, 3, and step forward. Good. And I like to do this balancing where we're alternating legs so we don't overstrain one leg. So we're on our right foot. We're going to come into dancer, grab that left ankle, inhale, and come forward. Woo. And some days, for whatever reason, the balance is just not as good. Or you're just off a little bit. And that's fine. You come out and come in and breathe. Awesome. Coming back up. Arms up. Reach the left leg out. 3 little pulses. 1, 2, 3. And come forward into your tree pose. Bringing that sole of the foot, thigh, calf, ankle, hands into the heart, and so on. Left leg really strong and straight. Grounding in with that left foot. Go ahead and lift the arms up, looking at the sky or trees or whatever point it is. Hands back down to the heart. Stay here another moment. Thanking all the greenery in our lives. It feeds us. Spinach, kale, broccoli. Lower that right foot and just shift the hips from right to left. Good. Coming in to a vinyasa. Lifting your heart back to plank or not, through upward dog or not, and downward facing dog, and breathe. Walk those hands to the back of the mat, soles of the feet together, and lift into Utkatasana. Coming in to eagle, left arm under, left leg over. Dropping those hips and breathing. Breath in and breath out. Awesome. Coming into eagle's nest. Feeling here. And then opening up into warrior three with eagle arms. Good. And one thing I have to remember to do with warrior three is not to lift the head, but to have a nice straight neck. Breathe here. Open the arms like wings. And lift that knee up. Arms up. Straight leg. Pulse. 1, 2, 3. And stepping forward. Taking that right ankle with that right hand. Lifting up long. And coming forward into dancer. And breathe. Breathing in and out. Breath in and out. In and out. Bringing that right leg forward. 3 pulses. 1, 2, 3. Stepping forward into tree. Pressing that right leg really strongly into the mat. The left sole comes into the right thigh or the calf of the ankle and drop in. Much harder with yoga pants than without. And breathe. Go ahead and reach those arms up. You look up if you want. Sky, trees, ceiling. Breathe in. Awesome. Bring the hands to the heart. Woo! And lower the butt. Breath in and breath out. Inhale these arms up. Exhale, fold All right, so we're gonna come into warrior two in a different way. Have the hands down, reach the right leg back, flatten the foot, right? So make sure, again, that you've got your warrior 2 feet. The heel is bisecting the back foot, and we're gonna cartwheel up to warrior 2. Left foot is forward. Good, breathing here. Reverse that warrior again. Notice if you've loosened up at all in here in this left side body. Good, go ahead and straighten that left leg and come into your triangle. Again, should have mentioned you could put the block behind you, lifting that arm up to the sky and breathing. In and out. Spreading out in all directions. Feels so good. Okay, so now we're going to come into half moon and actually take your block. Sorry, I didn't prepare this. Take your block, like kitty cornered from your baby toe. Come up into warrior 2 again. And so we're just going to take that left hand, press it on the block, and come up into Ardha Chandrasana. So this is different, right, than standing split. This is open hips, reaching that right arm up, really pressing into the block. You can have the block on the medium side, or whoop, you can take it up on the high side, right? The key is you want to open those hips, flex that right foot, reach up to the sky and breathe. Awesome. Now we're going to come back into warrior 2. Straighten that left leg, turn that foot in, right? Hands behind your back. So the hands are like this on your lower back. You're going to press up and fold over. And in these wide-legged folds, you can really do anything with your hands. You can just do it. But let's do this doing ragdoll. Now just shift your hips from right to left in here in ragdoll. Good. Now take your hands. We're going to do those snake squats, right to left. Okay, remind me that we're still on the left leg. We're going to come to the left, hands on the inside, coming into lizard, 10 o'clock with the left foot on the outer, drop that right leg, right knee. Bring your hands first, lifting up here, like an upward dog posture, and then come on down onto your forearms. And really feel in here. Now just wiggle that left hip around. Sometimes we think in yoga that we're supposed to have these static postures that we come into, but we really want to wiggle around and find out where is the energy stuck. Where do you feel this sensation? And breathe into it. Good. Now you can come into a stillness and breathe. Come up on that right hand again and go ahead and just push that left hand into that left thigh. Go ahead and bend that right knee, flexing that right foot. If you want to reach around, you can get it. You don't want to be on the knee. If you're doing this with your right leg, you want to be on the thigh. And breathe. 3, 2. Awesome. Go ahead and come back to all fours. Just do a little pat, cow, and pat round the spine and reach up. Cow. Isn't it funny to say cow, cat rather than cat, cow? Good. Okay, staying here, coming back into downward dog. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring our right foot forward into this runner's lunge. We're going to plant that left foot, making sure that our feet are in line here for warrior 2. Take that right block, put it on the other. Actually, you know, you can use it for triangle too. Put it on the outside of your right foot, and we're going to windmill up into warrior two. You breathe in here. Good. Go ahead and flip that right palm and reverse the warrior. Again, right here, really getting into that right side body. Breathe. Go ahead and straighten that right leg. Come over into triangle. Again, you can take your hand on the right hand on the block, right? It lifts up. It helps too. So many ways you can do these postures. And breathe in. And breathe out. And breathe in. So we're going to come into warrior two. Take this block, kitty cornered from your right pinky, and come up into warrior two. Feeling in here. Now we're going to come into Ardha. So you just bring that hand down. Oops, sorry. Come to the table. Bring your heart down and lift on up. Really flex that left foot. The left arm is going up. You're pressing your right hand in, and you're breathing. And you're feeling in to that left hip. That left hip is opening. And breathe. 2. Good. Coming back down into warrior two. Good. Straighten that right leg. Turn the left leg in, coming into goddess. So goddess is such a great posture. It builds so much strength, but it also builds like courage and emotional strength. So take your hands on your thighs, and we're just going to shift right to left, and turn around. Right to left, and right to left. Good. Can you come up, hands at your heart. Let's just come up into our goddess. Press, oh no, this, you got the rainbow again. Oh my goodness. Okay, heart, hands into the heart, pressing those heels down, and pulse for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the right heel and lower. Lift the left heel and lower. Lift both heels and breathe here. Good, and notice if you get nudgy, notice if your legs shake, that's really good. It's like shaking off stuck nervous energy. Whoops. Lower the heels, go ahead and stand up, turn the toes in and fold over. Just gonna come right into those snake squats, side to side. Coming back around, coming into our lizard posture. Feet at 2 o'clock, lower that left knee, come on the outside, and just lift up here. Go ahead and wiggle that right hip around, feeling into it, nice long heart. And come down onto those forearms. And breathe in here. So good. Breath in, and breath out. And breath in, and breath out. So you can stay right here and keep breathing into that hip, or you can lift that left hand up, and take the right hand on the inner right thigh. Go ahead and get that left leg, flexing that left foot, kicking it towards the bum, feeling into the quad, and reach that right arm. Bringing that heel into the bum, or flexing that left foot, pressing into the hand, having this isometric pressure, breathing. Lower that left foot. Go ahead and lift your heart. Exhale round, and we're just going to crawl through and come onto our back. And hug those knees in. Hugging those knees in tight. Again, as you know, what I like to do is wrap around, so I'm grabbing elbow to elbow. All this isometric pressure, thighs into the belly, tailbone down, and breathe. So this is really a posture of strength, right? The thighs are pressing into the belly, the tailbone is pressing to the mat. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do a little bit of what we did at the beginning of the practice, because one of the things that we like to do is notice any shifts in the body. So hug that right knee in and left leg straight. Hug the left knee in and right leg straight. Go ahead and lift the chest. And you can go switch, switch, switch. Keep switching. You can bring your arms out straight. Again, you want to feel into your own body. You can try any of these. You can clasp your hands behind your head and let your neck rest in, but keep those elbows open. Just shift and shift and shift and shift. Good. 3 more times on each side. I'll tell you when we're done. 2, last one, shift and shift, and hug the knees in. Coming into a happy baby again, rocking from side to side. You can rock from side to side and straighten one leg and then the other. Again, sort of like a baby does, just feeling into your body. Hug those knees in. Okay, so we're just going to do some bicycles, having our knees and our calves at right angles, hands behind the head, lift the chest up. Right elbow, left knee, and center. And shift, and center. And shift, and inhale. And exhale as you twist, and inhale, center. And exhale as you twist, and inhale, center. And actually, in many ways, this is harder when you go slow, right? Because sometimes when you go fast, you can sort of throw your body a little bit. Inhaling center, exhaling twist. But saying that, let's do some of those faster ones. For 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9, 8, slowing it down, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Hug those knees in. Take your hands on your knees and just make little circles on the ceiling with your knees, going one way and going the other way. Awesome. Okay. Lower those feet, coming into a lengthened bridge that you can press your hands into the mat, that you can come in and out of as much as you want. Press those hands into the mat. Lift those hips. Scrunch those shoulders underneath your back. Clasp those hands, press those hands into the mat. Hips go up to the sky, making sure that your neck is not on the mat, right? But it's the back of your head and your shoulders that are pressing into the mat in bridge pose, and there's no pressure on the neck. You're using the soles of your feet to press into the mat as the hips lift up, and you don't want to clench the glutes. Again, eyes open or closed, and you want to just breathe in, feeling into the body. And again, this is another posture that the more you do it, the more you can build up stamina to stay up longer, but there is no pressure to do that. You're fully free to come out at any moment. So if you'd like, go ahead and come down, take a few breaths, regroup, and come back up. Big thing here is to breathe, pressing those feet into the mat, lifting the hips, and breathe. Go ahead and lift the heels and notice how different that makes this, posture. Breathe. In, out. Drop the heels and breathe. And always put a block under your sacrum. Go ahead and come out. That feels good. Just lower the hips to the mat. Breathe here. Coming up one more time, last time. Breathe. Notice if you get nudgy. Can you press more into your shoulders, right? Using different parts of the body. For 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and drop the hips, soles of the feet together. One hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. Go ahead and just switch hands. New heart, hand on the heart, new hand on the belly. Great. Go ahead and hug those knees in tight. You're just going to roll back and forth into a plow. The plow feels so good. And into your plow. You can reach those shoulders underneath. You can take your hands on your bum, on that, not on the bum, your hands on the lower back, and breathe. I'm not going to go into shoulder stand today myself, but you certainly can. And breathe. You can go ahead and drop the knees right into the eye sockets. And that feels really good to the eyes. It really, darkens the room. You can bring those knees on either side of the temple, right? Straighten the legs again, and you're just going to roll out very slowly. We're going to come into a fish pose today. We haven't done this in a while. Pressing those hands onto the mat. The bum is going to come right on the tops of the hands, and you're going to lower those legs, and then you're going to lift your head. And the crown of the head is going to be on the mat. You're going to look to the back of the room and breathe. Again, all these opposing postures, that sort of reset. So you bend one way, and then you can bend the other. Good. Coming out of that, again, knees in. We're just going to rock back and forth. Coming in to the closing posture, coming into downward dog, so we can make our way into pigeon. So right leg forward, finding your pigeon, such a yummy posture, lifting the heart, and just coming in to your favorite pigeon, and breathe. So again, find your way into the pigeon. One way to really get into that sensation is to drag the knees towards each other, right? So it's a move that the knees aren't going to really move, but that sensation of dragging the knees together gets into those hips. And breathe. And breathe in, and breathe out. And breathe in, and breathe out. And as you breathe, see if you can just envision release. So this is sort of a funny image I have of it, but I have an image of, like, there's all these scrubbing bubbles in our right hip. And as we breathe into it, right, those bubbles just move out. It's like we're cleansing the hip, cleansing the body, cleansing the emotional body and the spiritual body, right? So we need to clear things out so we can bring new things in. Just settle into the present moment. those knees towards each other again. Notice the sensation and release. Good. Go ahead and lift the heart. Pressing those hands onto the mat. Coming back and coming to all fours and then come into downward dog. And just pedal again and close the eyes and notice. Just taking those moments to tap into the body. And pigeon on the left side. So just come in, bring that left foot forward. Whatever works for you, however your pigeon works, and breathe. Finding your way into it. Sitting up tall, and then you can fold in. Just let that forehead rest on the mat. Hug those knees towards each other and notice. So that's the whole practice of yoga, is we're just feeling in. We're just stopping enough to notice. Notice the mind, notice the body, notice the emotions, just notice. Letting them be there and breathing through them. And as you settle in, the mind chatters or wanders, that's totally fine. That's what the mind likes to do. And just when you notice that it's wandered or chattered, just come back to the breath. Feeling back into the breath. And breathe. Breathe in and breathe. Put those knees together again, feeling that. Good. And release. Again, if the mind is wandered, it's just a meditative practice. Come back to the sensation of the body. Awesome. Sitting up tall again. Nice straight spine. Go ahead and bring that right leg around. We're going to just do a twist. So the right foot comes over the left knee, grabbing that right knee into your chest. Right arm up long, sort of gets that nice straight spine. Let that right arm come behind you and twist. And again on the twists, twist with the body, not with the neck. So you want to think about your neck is lined up with your chest. And then as you inhale, you lengthen, and you exhale, you twist. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. One more inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Twisting back around the other way. Good. And just change legs. So the right knee is under the left knee. You're hugging that left knee in to the chest. The left arm goes up straight, and you bring it behind you. And you breathe. Again, the chin in the chest, right? So it's so easy to look over, but we don't want to. We want to stay lined up here. And so it's really just the chest moving. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. One more. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Back around the other way. Good. And just bring your feet mats width apart, knees are bent. Just grab your hamstrings, come back on the sits bones and lift those arms. We'll just do a little boat pose. Drop those shoulders, spine long. You can stay here. You can reach the arms forward. You can reach the arms up. But what we want to do is just low boat. We're going to slowly lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reach those arms over your head. I'd love to end this way where your right hand grabs your left wrist about like a banana peel. So the feet go to the right, arms go to the right. Breathe. Coming through center. The left feet go over just a little bit, just a little banana peel and over. I guess it's also a crescent moon. Hug that right knee in tight to the chest and just let it go over to the left. Right arm out. Really drop in. Take away all effort and let gravity take over the spinal suplex. Come back to center. Right leg long, left knee in, twisting over to the right. Let that left arm go out like a T. Now just let go. Let gravity do this. Try and release any efforting. Coming back to center. One more time, Supta Baddha Konasana. It's such a nice way to end. Soles of the feet together. One hand on the heart, one hand on the belly. You can always stay in Shavasana in Supta Baddha Konasana if you'd like. Or you can go ahead, straighten the legs, flop open, the arms by your sides, palms to the sky, letting that barky dog just be there. Go ahead and drop in. So if there's sounds, thoughts coming up in Shavasana, just notice that they're there. Come back in to the state of deep rest. Shavasana. Keeping the eyes closed. Just coming back into your body. To this internal sense of self. Knowing that no matter what is going on in the world around you, always have to stop and touching into the internal sense, coming into the present moment, to connecting with this really amazing higher energy that yoga is such a big part of. You always have the breath, you always have the body, you always have this moment. You always have a barking dog. So go ahead and hug the knees into the chest, coming over onto your side, either side. Let's do it the left side today. Pressing that forehead into the mat. Coming back to your intention. come up into seated position. Go ahead and crossing your legs the way that you don't normally cross them. So one of the parts of yoga that, you know, keeping your eyes closed, where we want to move into this more intentional way of moving, as opposed to reactive or automatic. And so one way we do that in yoga is we pay attention to the automatic way we do things, whether it's the right or the left, and try and switch that up. So go ahead and rest your hands on your knees or your thighs. Spine long, grounding into the earth, feeling your sits bones. Just noticing your heart rate, noticing your breath. And if the mind is wandering or chattering, that's fine. It's just all about noticing. So when you notice that your mind is wandered, just come back to the breath, to the sensation in the body. We'll go ahead and close our practice with one deep Om, which helps us connect into that bigger sense of energy, that world or that universe that is so much bigger than us or our world. Press your thumb knuckles into your heart center. Inhaling. Bring your thumb knuckles to your third eye center. Close our practice by shining the light in you, shines on the light in me. Together we say, Namaste.
Sorry, I had like zero energy today.
Why are you sorry? Why are you sorry?